Well, I'm afraid it's back to reality for Bristol City in this episode. It's 1 win in 9 heading into this one, where we face two of the top six, and we are going to be struggling against relegation, particularly if we pick up the expected 0 points. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 21 of Built in Bristol with me, Daniel. We are back today, as we said, for the two big games against Chelsea and City, and it ends what is a run of pretty awful fixtures in truth, because we said it in the last episode. Yes, it was a dream start. Yes, it was great to be unbeaten in the first five, but the fixtures were fairly friendly, and since then, we've played a lot of the big boys, and we've not picked up any wins. However, we're still in mid-table at the moment. We're still 7 points clear of a very low-pointed bottom three, and that might be our saving grace this season. If you want to find out if it is and stay up to date, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. But let's start by having a look at the schedule and see what's been happening since you were last here, because you witnessed my first defeat of the season against Liverpool, our first really big test of the season. We did manage to bounce back in the game after that against Burnley. A really good 2-1 win. Wout Weghorst scored in the first minute. I was fearing the rest of the game. But Ignacio Miramon popped up with an equaliser, almost instantly in fact, his first for the club. And then Cameron Pring in the second half with a crucial winner. He's still going to be leaving the club for free next summer. Unless we sell him in January, of course. In that game, both Scott and Williams came off injured though. And we have had a few little injuries this year. We lost 2-0 at Chelsea in the Carabao Cup with Armando Broja getting a brace. A 0-0 draw at Everton was uninspiring, but we did really well to hang on after Miramon went from hero to villain by getting sent off in this one. Nathan Baxter, very much the hero on that day. A pretty credible 1-1 draw at home to Manchester United. Mika Bierif gave us the lead again. You can see we picked up injuries, but Mauro Icardi got a late equaliser. Very narrow defeats followed that against top sides, and I will say, we've not really lost many games heavily this year. Newcastle was 1-0 away, Basuma got the winner. Arsenal 1-0 at home, Granit Xhaka got the winner. Against Wolves, we came back from 2-0 down to get a draw. That headed quality of Reece Williams, it was well worth bringing back to the club. He scored both after we went 2 down. And then at home to Villa, they were just too good. A really good performance from them. We played St Mirren in the international break because I had about 6 players coming back from injury. And most of our players aren't going away. So I'm trying to organise friendlies that are competitive, that we should narrowly win, and St Mirren sort of fell into that category. The only other option really, there was a team at the bottom of the championship, but this one provided better income. So that's sort of the way we're going to work for the rest of the year. Now though, we face Chelsea and Manchester City. We've got a run towards the end of December where I'd like to pick up a few points, albeit most of those games are away from home. And then we've got the awful turnaround again at the start of January. So this could be a pretty tricky season for us from here. We're basically hinging our bets on the return fixtures of the month we played at the start. And if that doesn't go to plan, we could be in a spot of bother. With that in mind though, let's get through to the fixtures. I have not got any transfer news other than we might have to sell Scott in January because there's an option for him to leave. Marseille want to sign him. I'd rather get a fee than lose him for nothing. Cameron Pring's still going to go at the end of his contract. Just the most baffling one at all. And hopefully, the newly announced smarter transfer features for FM24 will prevent a reoccurrence of some of these issues. But for now, we're going to head into the first game of the day. Chelsea away is basically a containing job for us, as it often is in this tactic. We're going to get our strongest team out. We're going to do what we can. No idea what's going on with the viewpoint there. The morale struggling a bit. It's not the best it could be. But our team is still fairly strong, and we know what we've got to put out as our best 11. George Tanner was in the last game because James Bree was injured. Not really fit enough to start this one, but he will come back on the bench for Sykes. And then I'm going to bring Sykes back on the bench for Cornick actually, just so we can bring on a fitter option if need be. The only change really since you were last here is that Montero has now become our first choice centre-half because he's really good, developing quickly and improving a lot. Our 11 in full for today though is Nathan Baxter in goal. Bajcetic, Williams and Montero the back three, Bulat sitting in front of them, Pring and Tanner the wing backs, back to the championship with that lineup, Miramon and Scott the midfield two, and then up front it's Bieref and Sam Surridge, but I think you're seeing what we expected in the season. No real goal scorer, no top Premier League striker, but both of the lads are improving, and slowly they're getting to the level we need them at. Let's go and get through to the first game of the day. Chelsea away is the destination. This is going to be pretty tricky. Let's see how we get on. It is one change for Chelsea, who have still got Graham Potter in this universe. Enzo Fernandez replaced by Mateo Kovacic. We're after an international break. I presume he's just dropped for a late return. Not on the bench though. They've got one youngster on there and otherwise a pretty notable team. The likes of Gabriel Barbosa, Lukaku come back and has been a star for them. And they've still got a lot of the players that in real life have popped off to Saudi. So let's go and get through the dressing room. Ask the lads to pick up where they left off in that friendly. But for now, it's just about trying to hold on and get some sort of result out of this game. It's very unlikely, but if we could nick one draw out of these two games, like we did with the United one back in last month, it's probably a bonus for us in our relegation fight. Into the first half, let's see how it goes. Well, a pretty perilous position here. Just 10 minutes in, it's a free kick which Mason Mount will take. He's not a United in this save. Harry Maguire scoring the goals for them there. But that one's wide of the post. And if that's the biggest threat they're going to have, I'm pretty happy. As Reece James throws in from the right to Havertz and finds Kante. Kovacic, none of them there in real life. Just shows the turnover at Chelsea, doesn't it? As Mount gets in from the left, that's a great goal. I kind of wish none of them were. The four players involved in that move, Kante, Kovacic, Havertz, Mount, and the latter finishes it off. Not a great start for us. As 15 gone, Chilwell switches, Sterling gets there first. They're just too good for us here. They haven't got that mental block. They haven't got that lack of striker in this game. There's no big fan pressure to stop bringing Lukaku back. And now they've got a focal point and they're going to outplay us. As Backstop will try and play out here from the goal kick. Go short to Montero. Oh, God. That is horrendous. I've talked him up. I've said he's got into the first team. He's done well. He's trained well. He's improved. Then he does that. Diogo Montero, what are you doing, son? 25 gone, it's game over. And I said we haven't lost many by many this year. Liverpool 3-0 on camera and then Villa 2-0 the last game. But the defence is definitely getting worse. And mistakes like that, pretty amateurish. I'm going to encourage the lads because we've got to keep the morale high. It's a real struggle at the minute. And after the City game, we're going to have to pick them up. But you can't give away goals like that. As Pring tries to release Surridge, he's never getting there. Antonio Silva wins it back for Fofana. Kovacic into Kante and it's wide again. Sterling to Havertz and Reece James. The other problem Chelsea don't have in this save is keeping people fit. The likes of James, Chilwell in the team. Sterling's shining again. Fofana not picking up knocks as Bieref gets it wide to Pring. Inside to Bulak. Good ball to Surridge. Bieref in the middle. Was it onside? No, it wasn't. The flag's up. I did have an inkling it might go up. And I think that is probably going to be ruled out. Would have been lovely if it stood, but it's disallowed. 2-0 it remains, and the goal denied for Bieref. Well, we have managed to make it to half-time without any further shots against us in highlights, but we've not had a shot on target, bar the one ruled out for offside. And we're going to have to do a little better than that in the second half. I mean, it's not going to define our season, this game. Chelsea are not the bottom half side they've become in real life in the last 18 months. They're a top 6 side here. They're second or third in the league. This is a huge test away for Bristol City. At the moment, we're not doing a great deal to show that we're going to be in this game. And City is not going to be any easier next time. You'd imagine Haaland will get 2 or 3 against us. As here they come down the right. We'll probably start resting people soon. Sterling gets to the byline. There's options in the middle. Havertz is one. It's in off the post. Baxter no chance. But it's a free header for Kai Havertz. Chelsea have 4 in the middle. And unfortunately, we could do nothing to stop them. The same as when we play Liverpool. Away from home in these games, we've definitely struggled. And on this occasion, without the European hangover for Chelsea, which we relied on probably in the Newcastle game, it is a little bit harder. Let's get some subs on. It's a chance for us to give young players 25 minutes, give people a rest as well. So I'm going to take off Bajcetic, who's played no better than Montero. Geld will come on the left side there. I'm also going to take off Bulak on a yellow because there's no need to take the risk. Bellingham on for him. Alex Scott will drop in, though he may come off as well. In fact, he will. I'm going to put Ted and Mengi on for Alex Scott, and Montero can go in the holding role. We're also going to go for Bieref off for Troy Parrott. And then the final sub, I'll give 10 more minutes, but it'll probably be Pring at left wing back. We've got to start getting Norrington Davis ready for next year. Although Pring's got a corner. Can we get a consolation? A goal to celebrate. Surridge end the goal drought. Just one of those little things. As Pring gets in on the left again. Cuts into Reece Williams. Miramon's there. Has options wide of him. Goes alone into the box. It's a good run. Back to George Tanner. The ball in is woeful. It's cleared as far as Mengi, the sub. He cuts it inside to Reece Williams. Through to Montero. Back to Geld again. Into Cameron Pring on the left-hand side. Chance to get to the byline under not much pressure. Cross him. Finds Surridge. Oh, he had to do better. An absolute sitter, says the commentary. And it's into the grateful arms of Mendy. Didn't really make him work for it. I'm going to go for Norrington Davis left wing back. We'll get through the final 15 minutes. We're going to demand a bit more because the lad's not really putting much into this now. Though I say that, you look at the XG, it probably should be 2-1 or 1-0. We've conceded against a ruthless Chelsea side. We've offered no threat really ourselves. I'm going to say I'm not particularly happy with that. The response isn't too bad. It's a joint heaviest defeat of the season. And now we've got Manchester City. This could be a very worrying spell. Well, we return to face Manchester City, but not Pep's Manchester City. We've had plenty of heartbreak against Burnley during this save. And why is that important? Well, because Vincent Kompany is the man in charge of Manchester City, a former Burnley manager who beat us in a playoff semi-final and gave us some trouble in the league at times. He is in charge of beating us today, and to be fair, City haven't had the best start under him. If we have a look at them at the moment, they won the title a couple of times, finished second, albeit, to be fair, they finished fourth last year. And that is where they are again at the moment, despite adding Joshua Kimmich to what is an already brilliant squad. For now, though, let's go and get through to our second game of the day. We're still mercifully 7 points clear because Burnley and Southampton are playing awfully, and Everton are really struggling too. They're in action tomorrow against Brighton. So let's see what team we can put out. I would imagine it's going to be pretty similar. And it's going to probably be a similar outcome. But for now, let's see what we can do. We have got James Bree, I think, ready to come back in. Although, is he fit enough? Possibly not. I think we might even stick with the same 20. There's no point trying to do morale boosts and all of that work before this game. I feel we need to save that for next week. Because realistically for us, Leicester on Wednesday, Tottenham on Sunday, more winnable matches. Do I even consider resting a few people here? Alex Scott struggling a little bit. I might give him the day off for Almeida. And then I think we'll leave it at that. Although Bellingham maybe deserves a run. Is improving at 19. He's made 12 sub appearances, but yet to start a Prem game. And then Montero should be punished for last week. So Geld will come in for him. They're the two changes I'm going to make from the start. Let's see how they work out in this one. We'll try and get Brion off the bench if possible. But for now, it's Bristol City v Man City. And it's damage limitation mode, I feel. As Kompany's side includes Gavi, Guillamon. It's not including Kimmich, is it? He's not in the team today. He's not in the squad, in fact. He's dropped out. Haaland is on the bench, so they're obviously resting people for the Champions League too. The likes of Haaland, Diaz dropping out. They've got Guendouzi in the squad as well. They've signed him. Very interesting. Looks like Bernardo Silva's playing left back because he's part of only 4 defenders in that squad. It is a very unique Vincent Kompany lineup. No natural striker, no natural left back, and plenty of stars rested. If anything gives us a chance, it's this. I don't think it's going to be too easy. Let's see how we get on into the first half we go. Well, early doors here, and we've got possession with Miramont. Not for long, I think, because he tried to play long, but we get away with it. Almeida then concedes possession to John Stones with a pretty awful through ball, but Bieref's nicked it. City look lethargic here, through to Surridge on the left side of the box. 2 in the middle, Almeida's one. Oh, but he drifted offside. It's so poor. There was no need for him to go that early. And it should have been one of the best moments of the season. And instead, it's goal awarded. It is one of the best moments of the season. Andre Almeida into the team. And delivering the goods up front. Though we've been done straight away. Grealish is in. It's a great save from Backstad. Geld got a block on it too. That's the threat City have got in behind. But what a moment. And it gives us a chance to maybe... We've seen it before after the European games. We saw it against United. We managed to nick a point. Wouldn't it be incredible? I mean, it's so early. They've got Haaland they can just pop on at half-time if they need to. I shouldn't be getting excited. But it's a great start. Surridge contributes massively. And what a tactical change that looks now with Almeida coming in. Bulak's got a free kick. Reece Williams, no matter what team we're against, is a threat from this situation. Can we find him? It's up towards Yeld. Headed away as far as Almeida. He's having a good start. Bulak gets it on the right. Through to Bieref. It's 2, is it? Oh, I don't know. We're going to VAR again. It's another tight one. The flag wasn't up, which gives me hope. Is it awarded? It is awarded. Miramon's booked. I don't really know what for. That was ages ago. Strange we got the alert there. It is Bristol City 2, Manchester City 0. This is so FM. It's our only 2 shots on target. And no matter how good a side you are, when you go away to one of the bottom teams in the league, you just have to fall apart, and City are doing that. Miramon finds Bieref. This is ridiculous. Out to George Tanner on the right. Crossing finds Almeida and Surridge. Just wide. Oh, it could have been 3 right on the stroke of half time. I think we might see some subs from City here. We've got less than an expected goal and scored 2. It's just one of those days so far. Bieref has scored a goal, and we've got a corner now with Bulak. Go on, Reece Williams. He's up. Oh, he's straight at Ederson. We've had enough chances to put this game to bed, to be honest with you. It's been a stunning performance, and it's come from absolutely nowhere. But now, De Bruyne's up there, Haaland's on, flicks on for Grealish. There's the difference. We're going to VAR, it's onside, I can tell you now it's fine. Erling Haaland pops off the bench to get his side out of trouble. And it's 2-1 almost immediately. Now it's going to be a very long half. We're almost an hour on the clock, and we're back with City, playing out from defence with Bernardo Silva. Big ball over to Haaland, we can't cope. Haaland gets in the box, the shot's blocked brilliantly from Williams. And Baxter gets a hand to it. That's good defending. I'm not sure how we cope with Haaland. If we drop too deep, we just offer him time in the box. If we don't drop deep, he's going to do us in behind. But either way, I think we just have to cope with it. We've got just over 15 to go. And I'm going to go for George Tanner off for Bree, who's a bit better defensively. I'm going to go Surridge off for Parrott because he's physically struggling. Miramon's on a booking. We've got to be careful. So Alex Scott on there. They're probably better that way round, but Almeida's had a great game. I'm not going to drop him back. Gelder's played well, so I don't feel strengthening back in that area is the right thing to do. I'm just going to leave it for now. Maybe playing with him at Norway is going to help Geld here. We've got 15 minutes remaining. We've made 3 changes. Pringer's now struggling physically too, and Geld is on a yellow card, so now I will have to do it. He's had a really good game though. Montero on, Norrington Davis on. And we've got 9 minutes to maybe hold on what will probably end up being the best result in this save. 3 minutes plus stoppage time. When do I go all out defence? Now, because there's only 3 minutes added. Wing-backs on defend for Norrington Davis and Bree. Almeida drops to a support duty. We're not changing tactic. I didn't mean to do that. I'm very sorry. Let me put it back now. Bieref up front with Parrott again. Scott in midfield with Almeida. That's how it should be. We're going to get the time wasting on. I'm sure on this occasion you might forgive me. We'll pass it a little bit longer. We'll slow the pace down. We're not going to take as many risks, I don't think. We're naturally dropping off anyway. Do I do anything else? Do I go counter-attack? I feel it's too much. No, I'm going to go counter-attack as well. We're going to get Bieref on a support duty, so he's almost dropping a little bit deeper. And being as a number 10 when we're on the counter. I'm tempted to even drop the wing-backs to a full-back position. And I'm going to do that as well. It's a 5-1-2-2. It's not the most conventional. It's certainly not the most ambitious, but it doesn't have to be. Bristol City have just beaten Manchester City. And take away it being one of the best results of the save. It is revenge against Vincent Kompany at last. What a result that is. What a special performance. What a way to end the winless run. And what a bonus. What a bonus. 10 points clear of the relegation zone. A fabulous result. And now, where's that fan criticism after the last game? Now we're criticising our tactics. Where are you now? No, I don't see you, do I? Fabulous, fantastic finish to the episode. Now let's go and have a look at when we're going to return. We have got... I wanted to show January deadline day, but that is going to be crossed with Southampton again, which I think we showed on the opening day, didn't we? So maybe we'll do deadline day in Norwich, or maybe we'll come back a little earlier. We'll judge it on the FA Cup, but I want to get through another season, which is why I want to get through as quick as possible. It looks like we're going to be safe this year, but of course if something drastically changes between now and the end of January, I will come back to show it. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts, because are we going to have to let Scott go? Or is it worth losing the money? Because surely he's under 23, he's homegrown at the club. We will get compensation, won't we? So we're not going to lose him entirely for free. Pring, we're just going to let go because he's not worth enough money to make it worthwhile. But we'll see what else the window brings. Hopefully a few ins to go with what will certainly be outs and interest on stars. But if you did enjoy this one, a fabulous finish to the episode, a brilliant way to end the winless run, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you thought of the performances. Are we going to be comfortable this year? I'm pretty sure we'll be safe. If you want to stay up to date and find out, then subscribe and turn the notification bell on. We got a big one coming from the Builder Nation tomorrow, as European football is going to be flavour of the month in Northern Ireland. A big one for our club and a number of others. Come and check that one out. There's also links in the eye above to the Twitch channel, the Football Manager 2024 chat we did on Sunday, the top threes and so much more. But thank you very much for watching as always. Your support is greatly appreciated. Championship predictions for Bristol City coming later in the week on the podcast. And I'll see you back here on Thursday for more Premier League action and hopefully another win as good as that one.